An early morning start of France's Vendée coast. Oyster farms gearing up for the busiest time of the year, Christmas. Each oyster is sorted by size and dead shells discarded.
We're going to tap them against each other. When the sound is clear, as if you were tapping two stones, it's alive. If it sounds hollow, you can see that this one is a bit broken. We'll throw it away.
On average, 10% of the harvest ends up in the bin, contributing to a growing pile of empty shells. Historically, they were thrown back at sea or scattered along dirt roads.
They were a source of waste, and we didn't know what to do with them. We're quite happy that they're being recycled and reused for something more noble.
Today's haul, 10,000 kilos, now destined for a second life. The shells are collected by a local startup and sent to a warehouse an hour drive away. France is one of the largest consumers in the world. The vast majority of oysters end up landfilled and incinerated, generating particulate matter and CO2 along the way. Out of 150,000 tons of oysters produced annually, 95% of shells are destroyed. Using second-hand machinery, Alégina developed its own process to grind, wash, and transform the mollusk.
This is our raw material once we've processed the oysters. For every ton of waste shells collected, we produce a ton of flakes, and that's our raw material for paving stone and porcelain.
It was Philippe Gaboriau's idea to turn oysters into porcelain, finding inspiration in the inner layer of the shells, known for their pearl-like hue.
This is one of our oyster-shaped dishes. It's a hit with chefs.
In their workshop, ceramists craft handmade ocean-inspired tableware for Michelin-starred restaurants.
The edges need to look perfect.
It's nice, it makes you want to eat it.
The company created its own recipe, using shells ground into a thin powder and blended with clay, making the final product more robust and brighter, thanks to the oyster's unique properties.
As we developed our porcelain, we started running all sorts of tests. We discovered that oyster shells had so many qualities and properties that had been ignored.
Highly resistant, oysters are also the perfect ingredient to make paving stones.
You're walking on pavement made with oysters, 30% oyster shells.
But not just any pavement, this one's porous, allowing water to drain through it and be absorbed naturally into the ground.
It goes right through it and then disappears into the ground and into the aquifer. This is what happens on the asphalt. It runs off.
Former parking lot, the asphalt pavement was replaced with oyster stones in a bid to preserve the quality of the city's drinking water.
Before, rainwater ran downhill, rushing into pipelines, and then reached the river that supplies a drinking water treatment plant. But all that water had carried away the pollution that was present on the surface.
The pavement does contain cement, but in smaller volumes, and the oyster-based material is 3 times more expensive than regular asphalt. In 2024, Alégina recycled 4,000 tons of oysters and plans to collect 40,000 in the coming years. For now, their main source of shells comes from farms. A large share of oysters consumed in homes across the country remain underexploited.
We've been eating oysters for what, 50 years now?
Not too salty, they're just right. Delicious.
Every year, the French slurp the equivalent of 2 dozen oysters per capita.